If you've ever been to a high school football game on a Friday night, you can't help but notice the two worlds that collide in one stadium. The adults in one section, and that reckless, uncontrolled, and often crude world just a few feet away, where teenagers laugh and cheer for their team. But if you've ever taken a minute to glance over into that world of teenagers, you may have seen a few seemingly random adults standing, laughing, and cheering amongst the high school kids. And there's a good chance those adults are Young Life leaders. On any given Friday night, Young Life sends out dozens of volunteer Young Life leaders to high schools all across our area to win the friendship of lost teenagers. We do this with the hope that we might step into their lives, give them a meaningful confrontation with the God of the universe, and share with them the old story of Jesus and His love. As Young Life leaders, we journey to the high school to fulfill the Great Commission, knowing that teenagers are lonely and hurting, and that like Jesus, we can learn their name and befriend them. And it's not just at football games, it's throughout the week. At soccer practice, getting coffee, playing basketball, and early breakfast before school. We also spend time with our high school friends at Young Life Club, campaigners, and having hundreds of conversations over the course of a year. Almost anywhere high school kids can be found, so can a Young Life leader. We want to be found where they are, in the middle of the mess, right in the middle of all the chaos.
Hold on, darling. This body is yours. This body is yours and mine. Well, hold on, my darling. This mess was yours. Now your mess is mine.
As long as high school kids mill around at ball games, looking for love in all the wrong places. As long as they desperately seek their identity in the opinions of their friends and in their reputation. As long as high school kids limp through the stands broken by family strife and enslaved by drugs, alcohol, pornography, and sex. We want to be found there. Not in the adult section where it's respectable and controlled, but right in the middle where passions, both vulgar and profane, blurt out obscenity. Where arrogant and reckless facades hide wounded hearts filled with insecurity and fear. We want to be found right in the middle of that crowd, where God has positioned us to shine forth His grace, His hope, His love, and His truth. Every time we show up at the school, two worlds collide. Light collides with darkness, joy collides with sadness, and life collides with death. That is the privilege of a Young Life leader, to love hurting teenagers and be a part of their story. As Jesus grabs their hearts, we have the privilege to witness them pass from death to life. It is worth every ounce of time and energy we give, because kids' lives are being changed for eternity. Everyone who puts their trust in Jesus receives life. But how can someone trust Jesus if they don't know Jesus? And how can they know about Jesus unless someone tells them? And who will tell them without being sent? It is our honor to go and tell them. Thank you for sending us.